Welcome, Wendy.
Thank you.
It's lovely to see you.
And you.
Yes, well, I hope you'll feel that way once I started to grill you.
Oh dear.
This is an interview about Wendy and her writing, and we are in the reading room. So off we go. I'm interested in your life and all of the things that you've got up to as you've gone round the block and stuff like that. And it seems to me the personality was really starting to develop when you turned 10.
It was.
And you were able to get a hold of crime writing books for adults.
Yeah.
And I started to wonder, I said, what on earth did you have to do to persuade the librarian?
It was when I was 10, I'd read my way through the entire children's section of the library, and I thought, I need to move up a bit here.
Yeah.
We had to be 16 then. And
Yeah.
I managed to convince them, somehow or other, that I was worthy of an adult library ticket and was able to borrow adult crime books.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And so you've been steeped in crime for more than 20 years.
Oh, but yeah, just about 20 years, yeah. And the rest.
Okay. The other thing that I found really interesting about your life is you joined the Navy.
I did.
And you trained as a nurse.
Yeah.
And then you jumped ship.
I did.
Come on then.
Well, I was in the Navy for 6 years. I left with the rank of petty officer, and I was pretty much the youngest petty officer they'd ever had. I always will be, because I hit the changeover of the systems, which was quite nice. I was only 21, I think, when I was a petty. And then I left and I did a course in Civvy Street, and the first pay packet I got, I thought, I don't think much of this for a game of soldiers. So I really did become a soldier. I joined the army and left with the rank of major.
And is it okay to call you Wendy still?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Major Wendy. Wendy's fine.
Yeah, no, it's great. And that's an interesting sort of experience. But I don't get the sense that you came out of the army and then retired.
I didn't know. I got some very high-powered jobs in education, and then I got ill. Well, I got very ill with problems in my lungs and things. My oxygen levels dropped.
Yes.
So I retired then.
Oh, and you retired. Now, Wendy, you have nieces and you have fun with them. Can you give me some examples of what you enjoy doing?
Well, I do have fun with them. My nieces are great. Obviously, they're 16 and 13 now, so they've got lives of their own as well.
Of course.
But they love coming to my book launches and things, especially the little one. When I say little, she's not that little, she's 13, she's taller than me. And I love travelling. We go away together. We spent a week together in London recently, and that was great fun. We did things like Madame Tussauds and Ripley's Believe It or Not, and we even went on the Jack the Ripper tour.
The Jack the Ripper tour?
We did, yes.
Oh my goodness me. And, well, you see, this would take, when you were 10 you started reading crime books, and now you've done the Jack the Ripper tour with a 13-year-old. We
thought to start with, we'd better not let them see the photographs, because there was some real photographs from the time that came from the police, but they had their hands on them before I got a chance to say no. And they're going, oh, it's all right. So, seriously.
Maybe if they've seen Game of Thrones, it won't worry them.
They didn't have any nightmares.
So, but that's nice, and the leisure, the family, that's, and in the area, the general area where we all live, it's so nice to be here.
Yes, it is. It's a lovely area, yeah.
So I guess this takes us neatly on to your writing. Shona Mackenzie. Killer's Countdown. Killer's Craft. Killer's Cross. Killer's Cut. Killer's Crew. Killer's Crypt. What is it about her that has kept this series going?
I don't know, people seem to just have taken her to their heart. She's feisty, she's funny, She doesn't take any rubbish off of anybody. That was the polite version, by the way, as we're being videoed. She's not a woman who gives in easily, especially with her boss. Her boss is a nightmare, and she spends a lot of time thinking of how she could bump him off and get away with it.
Would this boss in any way embody somebody you've experienced in your own working life?
Not really. I suppose it's an amalgam of a lot of people you've met in your working life. We've all been there, haven't we? Let's face it.
Yes.
And they seem to think their role in life is to, get in the way and stop you doing what you need to do.
And do you have a favourite book of the six?
I don't, because I like them all. Every time you think, oh yeah, that's my favourite, and then you bring another one out and you think, oh, that's my favourite. I've got them all here.
I thought you were bringing 6 for us, and we've only brought 5.
I know, it's a bit steep really, isn't it?
And for some reason you put Killer's Crew here where our viewers could see it.
Absolutely. Well, Killer's Crew is very special to me because Killer's Crew won the Books Go Social Book of the Year in 2017.
I wish I had a 4-lock left.
Yes.
But I'll pull it to what's left anyway.
Exciting.
It must have been a wonderful experience.
It was actually. It's the only time I've ever been lost for words. I was at the awards dinner and when I won, I didn't even have a speech prepared because I didn't think I'd win.
That's what happens, isn't it? But you did win.
I did win, yes.
And then there's another book standing up there to attention.
Yes. The Dagger's Curse is the first book in my young adult series, the Ferguson Flora Mysteries, and that's currently shortlisted for an award. I've got to get this right, the Woman Alive magazine Reader's Choice Book of the Year. And I will find out in 2 weeks at the gala dinner whether I've won or not. Or even if I'm down to the last 3.
Have you any expectation now?
I'd like to win, but I'm up against some big names, so who knows?
It would be lovely if you won. I mean, you're an award-winning author. Of course, not many people know I'm an award-winning author. It was for Patty Scones at the local thing.
I once won a photography competition in a village fete. Does that count?
Of course. You're a multiple award-winning author. As long as you don't have to tell people what the... But this is the genuine article.
It is, yeah.
May I congratulate you?
Yes, thank you. Well, this one, it starts with a curse being laid on an ancient Egyptian dagger. So it starts in ancient Egypt. And then the dagger is brought to Dundee and is in the McManus galleries and it's on display. And Ferguson Flora, their school class, is on the last day of school before the summer holidays is taken to see this dagger. And you can imagine the whole class is like, why are we in a museum? This is boring.
Yeah.
But anyway, the dagger gets stolen and it lays a curse on Dundee. And but the only people, of course, that can solve this are a couple of teenagers called Fergus and Flora, who run around causing a bit of mayhem, really, around Dundee and Angus.
I bet it was fun to write.
It was so much fun to write.
Did you find yourself actually laughing as you were writing it?
I did.
Now, you've got the haunted broch.
That's the next one, yes.
And we were talking brochs when we met last week.
We were. We have a mutual love of brochs.
Brochs, yes.
Not many people know, but there's a broch which at the moment is being called Scotland's Lost Broch. And it's over in Stirling. There was a lady called Christian McLagan, and she was a spinster lady who found this broch, but because she was a woman in Victorian times, nobody would believe she found this broch, and it didn't go anywhere. So I'm using this premise and Ferguson Flora in the haunted broch, and there's all sorts of shenanigans go on, and of course the only 2 people that can solve it are a couple of teenagers called Fergus and Flora.
Of course, but that's fun, and it's interesting. I was reading today they've discovered a burnt out broch in acid,
Wow.
and they reckon it burned down nearly 2,000 years ago.
Wow.
And there's evidence of people leaving in a hurry.
Yeah.
That sort of fits in with where I'm heading with my stuff.
Yeah.
What's the age group you would expect to read?
Depends whether you're speaking to me or my publisher. But it's about 10 to 14-year-olds.
10 to...
I've got 8-year-olds with a really good reading level who are loving it. I've got younger children whose parents are reading it to them who are loving it. I've got 15 and 16-year-old teenagers who are loving it.
One of the things that we have here, I'll show you later, we've got some of the posters from the school.
Oh yeah.
The kids do, you know, our library is saved, and we got this.
Yeah.
It'll appear in the video by magic in due course.
That's impressive.
So what's all this about murder and mayhem?
Murder and mayhem. There's always murder and mayhem wherever I go. Mayhem, and we're doing the Murder and Mayhem tour. We did one in Arbroath Library last Saturday, and it went down a storm. There's a bit of a surprise. There's a play involved in it. There's prizes involved in it, and it's just so much fun.
Well, that sounds good. And once again, I hope we'll be able to benefit from some of these things in due course.
Absolutely,
as
that
we
would
get
be
our feet
great.
under the table.
Yes. My crew will come whenever you would like.
I'm a little touched. And so, looking ahead, apart from your promotional activity, what sort of plans have you got?
I'm writing the next book in the D.I. Sean Mackenzie Mysteries. That's called Killer's Curse. I'm writing The Haunted Broch.
The Haunted Broch.
I want to help other writers. I'm setting up a company at the moment. There's been some interest for movies and things, but obviously you need to see where that goes. And I'm going to Toronto in October to BoucherCon, crime writing conference.
Wendy H Jones, thank you very much for coming to our library and answering questions this afternoon.